Now on the hot seat, we're joined by Fred Glass. At what age did you first start watching IU basketball games?
Megan, I can't really remember a time when I wasn't watching games. They were always on at our house on the old Channel 4, and my mom went to IU, and we were all big basketball fans. I remember back even when the Lou Watson era with Bootsy White and Joby Wright and John Ritter and those guys, and then my most distinctive memory is 1973 when we were in the Final Four, and Steve Downing was playing for IU, Bill Walton for UCLA. They both had 4 fouls. Steve Downing had the ball. They called a charge on him when it was really a defensive foul on Bill Walton. That was kind of it. We lost. I was bummed. But in '76, we were undefeated, won the national championship. My buddy Brian Brazzi and I skipped school at Brebeuf Jesuit to go out to the airport at Ware Cook and watch the team come back. And so it's been a big part of my life since I was a little kid, but at no time has it been more fun than it is right now.
When you attended college in 1981, they won the national championship. What was that like as a college student?
It was awesome because we watched them go through the tournament. At that time, IU had the most losses of any team that eventually became the national champion. And on my refrigerator, I had a bracket all made out, and I had IU going all the way, even though they'd lost like 8 games or something like that. And we'd see players around campus. We had parties, and Randy Whitman would come, and I thought that was really awesome. And then when we won against North Carolina, we all went down to the fountain and went crazy and had a lot of fun. We kind of expected it. You kind of thought during your 4-year cycle you'd get to go to the national championship and win, but I didn't take it for granted and had a great time.
What is the most important part of being an athletic director at such a strong sports-oriented university?
I think understanding that the athletic department isn't the most important part of the school, but in some ways it's the most prominent. Some people say it's not the most important room in the house, but it's like the front porch, and that everything that we do reflects disproportionately on the school. So we try to handle ourselves like you'd want to do that, making sure we follow the rules, that we're excellent athletically, excellent academically, and that we're part of the university. So I think just understanding the kind of oddly prominent place that we hold with the university and making sure we uphold the traditions that all of our alumni and other supporters would like us to do.
What's the most challenging part about your job?
It's a constantly changing dynamic. The regulatory stuff is changing. The NCAA is changing the way it approaches things. We have to work in the real world and sell tickets and sell sponsorships and make sure that our revenues exceed our expenses. And so in a university environment that in some ways is purposely distant from the real world, we're a real part of the real world, but we're also part of the university. And I think that difference is a challenge that we face kind of every day.
What has been your favorite moment so far being the athletic director?
That's a tricky one because we do have 24 sports, and I don't want to be perceived as playing favorites, but it's got to be beating Kentucky last year in Assembly Hall. There's very few moments in time anywhere, including sports, where suddenly everything changes. But when that shot went through, all the work, all the patience, all the frustration that had gone into rebuilding this terrific program paid off, and we were back. And at that moment, everything changed, and that was thrilling to me and thrilling to all the kids that ran onto the court and thrilling to Hoosier fans all around the country.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Megan.